Hey everybody, I'm Food Chef Chaya Ryvka from thelivingvision.com, here on behalf of Living Tree Community Foods. Today I'm highlighting one of my favorite ingredients that Living Tree produces, which is their alive organic pumpkin seed oil. I love including pumpkin seed oil into my diet for a number of reasons, but it is a nutritional powerhouse, high in omega-3 fatty acids, essential for brain and body functions, as well as really high in a wide variety of vitamins and minerals, including zinc, magnesium, manganese. It has anti-inflammatory properties, anti-parasitic properties, is high in tryptophan, and is just a really healing nutritional oil to include in your diet for your health and your well-being. And today's recipe is a really delicious, really wonderful, fresh, fermented side dish. And it is utilizing about 5 to 6 large carrots that I ran through my food processor with the slicer blade. I'm also using about 1/4 cup of fresh snipped dill, a couple tablespoons of minced garlic, as well as a couple tablespoons of Living Tree Community's pumpkin seed oil. You see that beautiful rich color there. And a teaspoon of Living Tree's high mineral sea salt. We're using the gray French salt, which has a full spectrum of minerals. And I'll just get started putting it together. The actual making of this is extremely simple. So I'm just putting my sea salt and all of my ingredients into this bowl with my carrots. So that was my sea salt, my fresh snipped dill, my finely diced garlic, and already I'm sure you're getting the idea of the freshness and life force from these really simple but really bold flavors. And then I've got my 2 tablespoons of Living Tree Community's pumpkin seed oil. And we are just going to toss these together really well. I'm going to use a better spoon for that. So I'm just going to mix these really, really well. And you know, this is a very delicious and refreshing salad as is. You could even throw in some apple cider vinegar or coconut vinegar that Living Tree Community carries, or lemon juice to make it really simple. But what I like to do is allow this mixture to ferment for at least a couple of days. And a couple of days will give your, will begin your carrots to get softer. We'll begin the fermentation process, so there's going to be a slight tartness to it, but the sweetness of the carrots also comes out. It's a really wonderful accompaniment to salad. I've been using it in my nori wraps with kimchi and different sunflower pâtés. It's really refreshing and really delicious. And if you want to let that get even more tart, you can go ahead and just leave it in your fermentation container and let that go longer and longer and just taste it day by day and see what level of tartness you like. I'm really enjoying a couple days, and I'm actually keeping it on top of my dehydrator, which has been running because I've been playing with a lot of crackers and chips. But if it's warm out, then you know, about 70 plus degrees is going to be great. You want to make sure, if you are fermenting, that all of your containers are sterile. And then once you've mixed your ingredients together really well, you'll fill your quart jar. I'm using a quart jar container here. You can use any sterile container that will leave enough room for you to press everything down and then put some sort of a weight on top. And at first, this doesn't have a brine, but if you continue pressing it down throughout the day, then a brine will begin to produce, or a liquid will begin to produce, and you just want to keep pressing it down until the carrots are as immersed as they'll get in that liquid. And as the days go by, that liquid will rise more and more. So you see this is very full, so what I have to do now is start pushing this down into my container. I'll take that down first, and then I'm just going to use my spoon to start pushing these carrots in. And they'll get really tight in there. Okay, that's enough room that I can start adding some, well actually, I'm gonna use this little jar here to help push that down even more. These carrots. The color of this is just gorgeous as well. And that pumpkin seed oil brings a really nice, nutty, savory flavor. And I've also soaked and dehydrated pumpkin seeds that I can toss with this afterwards to give a really nice, crispy, additional layer of texture. And Living Tree does carry some beautiful American-grown pumpkin seeds. So I highly recommend going on their website and checking out those seeds. They're beautiful, really those deep green pumpkin seeds. So we'll continue pressing that down. And then what I like to do is I use this small container I have here and I just press that down as much as I can. And at the very bottom of the container, there's just a little bit of juice starting to be extracted from those carrots. But within a day, I'll have a lot more juice over there. Again, it's really important that your container is sterile, so you could boil some water first and then pour the water inside of the container that you're using, and inside of the bowl you'll be tossing your carrots with, and or immerse your containers into the water if you have a large enough pot, as well as any tools that you'll be using for producing these carrots, since they will be fermenting for a little while. Okay, so now that I've got this pretty well pressed down, you can top this off with some rolled cabbage leaves, or if you have a small container like I'm using that will actually fit inside of the jar, I'm going to go ahead and press and pack that down as much as I can, and then actually cover it up with the lid to hold the carrots down. And I'll give you a close-up shot of this, but already at the bottom the liquid is starting to rise. So throughout the day I'm going to come back and press it down more and more, and that liquid is going to rise, and that's going to be the fermentation brine that it's going to sit in. And again, you'll just let that ferment for at least a couple of days, but taste it at that point and enjoy some of that with your salad or with your meal. Fermented foods are great to have with as an accompaniment to any meal, because it's going to help to digest digest the different foods that you're eating. It's going to introduce good bacteria into your intestinal tract, and it also transforms the foods that you're fermenting and makes them not only more digestible but more nutrient dense. It turns a basic food like a carrot or vegetable into more of a superfood. So adding your fermented veggies in is really important for your inner ecology. And this is just one more technique to add that in and to enjoy some amazing flavors and some amazing benefits from Living Tree's pumpkin seed oil. And I hope you go ahead and try this at home. You're sure to love these carrots, and the pumpkin seed oil can be used in so many different ways. I just love a salad tossed with apple cider vinegar, pumpkin seed oil, and sea salt. As simple as that, it's divine. The flavor of it is really earthy and nutty and creamy and mild. So once again, I am Raw Food Chef Chaya Ryvka from thelivingvision.com. Here on behalf of Living Tree Community Foods, thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Bye.